सहना भवतु सहनौ भुनक्तु सह वीर्यं करवावहै तेजस्विनावधीतमस्तु मा विद्विषावहैः। ॐ शान्ति शान्ति शान्तिः। ॐ श्री परमात्मने नमः। अथ दशमोऽध्यायः। अहं सर्वस्य प्रभवः मत्तः सर्वं प्रवर्तते इति मत्वा भजन्ते मां बुधा भावसमन्विताः मच्चित्ता मद्गतप्राणाः बोधयन्तः परस्परं कथयन्तश्च मां नित्यं तुष्यन्ति च रमन्ति च तेषां सततयुक्तानां भजतां प्रीतिपूर्वकं ददामि बुद्धियोगं तं येन मामुपयान्ति ते तेषामेवानुकम्पार्थम् अज्ञानम् अहमज्ञानजं तमः नाशयात्मात्मभावस्थः ज्ञानदीपेन भावस्थः भास्व sorry let me read this again. तेषामेवानुकम्पार्थम् अहमज्ञानजं तमः नाशयाम्यात्मभावस्थः ज्ञानदीपेन भास्वता. All right. So basically in the 10th chapter, Bhagwan is trying to talk about his Vibhuti. The chapter name is Vibhuti Yoga. But Bhagwan is talking about the nature, the swabhava and prabhava of Bhagwan. What is Bhagwan's nature? So in this 8th one, he says, Aham sarvasya prabhavaha matta sarvam pravartate. That means I am the root cause. I am the cause which is sarvasya. Sarvasya means all beings and non-beings, So everything that we can experience is aham. Aham means that Bhagwan alone, he is the root cause. He is the prabhavaha. Prabhavaha is, we can understand as the essence of it, So matta sarvam pravartate. So the Chetana, see the first line talks about aham sarvasya prabhava, everything that we can experience. That means the existence itself is Bhagwan. So that is the Sat aspect of Bhagwan. So Bhagwan is, if I can experience something, that means if it exists, that existence is Bhagwan. That's how we should understand it. And matta sarvam pravartate. That means everything that is there, all the striving and doing things, or everything that, what we call as verb, that is happening, is also the Bhagwan's Chetana. Bhagwan's Chetana means Chetanta is Bhagwan only. So that Chaitanyata is what causes all the action in this world. How things are moving, doing, everything is happening because of that Paramatma only. Matta means by my grace, by me. Or not by me, but in me. That's how we should understand it. It's happening in Bhagwan only. So Bhagwan is talking about the how everything is Bhagwan, and everything that is happening is also Bhagwan. All the action that is there is also Bhagwan. Itti matva bhajante mam. They who understand this, they who know this, or who have come to understand the nature of Bhagavan like this, they worship me. How they worship me? Buddha bhava samanvitaha. They see, Buddha means the intelligent ones or the wise people. So these wise people, they bhava samanvitaha, they have extreme love for me. They have that uh, closeness with me. They have that oneness with me. So with that devotion, with that love, they worship me. So basically, to understand this verse, we have to understand that Bhagwan alone is the root cause. You know, See, when I say root cause, see, sometimes the cause is here and the effects then move on. Like we have the seed. So once the seed germinates, it becomes a plant, but the seed is not there anymore. But in this case, it is different. It is like everything that we are able to experience is Bhagwan only. That's how we have to understand. The with the aham in this case is that pure being. When I say pure being, don't imagine it to be some light somewhere, that pure light, some in the distance. It means the one because of which everything is, which is right here and now. So that is the important part we have to. So that actually differentiates with lot of other religious belief systems. So aham sarvasya. Sarvasya is everything. That is, when I say everything, it means in all tenses, means past, present, future. Everything, everything that is moving, that is not moving. That means the living and non-living. All is included in that aham. That jagat, the one that is experienced, you know, is born out of me. That I am the root cause. Yes.
Uh, Sorry to ask questions early in the class, but so, but मैं ही जगत की उत्पत्ति का कारण हूँ, राइट? और जगत मेरी वजह से ही
Mhm.
चेष्टा भी करता है, इन हिंदी.
Yeah.
तो now we know that anything that is impermanent or like temporary is not sat. Similarly, utpatti itself is not sat because
Mhm.
it's arising. So Bhagwan is saying that I am the cause of the asat, or
Mhm.
neither sat nor asat, because it does appear but it's not quite there. So Bhagwan is saying that whatever arises and whatever actions are taken, they're due to me, but we know that this is, we call it Prakriti, Maya, Trigunas, we have all these different names for what arises, right? So Bhagwan is saying that I am the cause of that as well.
What did I say? Uh, I didn't understand the question.
Okay, whenever I think of, Bhagwan, I always think of a pure Chaitanya and things like that, like he's the unblemished, like just like nothing can, it's just like, for, primordial, unborn, matlab,
Mhm.
all the positive, beautiful qualities that Bhagwan has, or Brahman has. But with here, but Jagat, when we see Jagat and then we see actions and like, things like that, those we know are due to Maya, because the arising of Jagat is due to Maya and
Right.
Prakriti and Gunas, right? And which is a avran, which is like a avran or vikshep. So Bhagwan is saying that मैं सब कुछ हूँ, मतलब मैं आवरण भी हूँ, मैं विक्षेप भी हूँ, मैं and the resolution of that also.
Yeah. That's exactly what I was saying.
Okay.
So if it looks impermanent, That is because I am only seeing a very small fraction of it. See, that's the. Let me explain it a little differently. You know, since we are born, we look at the world as everything, you know, everything that is there is it, you know. So I have a feeling that if I want something, I can only get it from the Jagat, because Jagat has what I want, you know. So let's take an example. If I want money, Jagat has money, you know, I can get it from there. If I want fame, Jagat can give me that fame. So I am striving to get it within that realm of Jagat only. So
Mm.
everything that I know today is coming from Jagat only. So with that mindset, I am striving. And why I am striving is because that is what has been taught to me from the time I was born. It is not like, you know, suddenly one day I see this Jagat and I make this, you know, uh, decision. It is how I have been trained. That's how, you know, we are all trained. What Bhagwan is saying, that what you are seeing everywhere is me alone. You know, when Bhagwan says me alone, means you, whatever you are striving for me is me. So you are only actually striving for me only. But you are only striving for, you know, just say you are running after a shadow instead of
Mm.
the real thing. That is the problem. So what we are running after is the is so impermanent. Even if I get it, it's not going to last. You know, neither I am going to last, nor that thing that I am striving for is going to last. So Bhagavan is saying, why not go for things that are going to be permanent, you know, which is never going to be lost. So, that is where Bhagavan is talking to Arjuna, that you are wasting your time if you are running after anything else. I am the only cause that is important. And once you understand that, you understand your own self. That's what the goal is. Okay.
That's very helpful. And Bhagwan is also saying that you think you take your actions, but actually I am the cause of your actions also.
I am the one because of which all actions happen, you know. Without me, no action is possible. So anyways, so this is where you know, just to matta sarvam pravartate. Matta is in me. In me, all things exist. All things which are what striving, what we are trying to get to, is all happening in me only. So, you know, that's all the actions, all the activities, the laws of nature, the upadhis, the function of the upadhis, you know, everything is me alone, you know. So whether it is karma phala, all the striving is happening in me. That's what it means when it says matta sarvam pravartate. Pravartate means koshish kar rahe hain log, you know, they are trying to get something. What are they trying to get? They are actually trying to get me, you know, but they don't know that. They are only trying to get a real something that is in their head, imaginary fulfillment, you know. So Bhagavan says, why not get to the real essence? Why are you striving for something that's temporary, you know? So all this, you know, sustenance, dissolution, everything is happening in me only. When Bhagavan says in me, Bhagavan is talking about his Paramaswarupa, you know. He's not talking about as a Krishna, as a the charioteer, the person. Though he is the avatar, but he is giving his the essential nature. That's what he is, because of his love for that's what Bhagavan says in the earlier verse, when in the first few verses, Bhagavan says, I am doing it because I love you. You know, that's the reason I'm like opening up to you. I'm telling you all these things. So all creation is in me only. That's what Bhagavan is saying. Whether it is earth, rivers, oceans, mountains, the winds blowing, clouds, you name anything, all the birds, animals, everything, all the different worlds also, all the 14 lokas that we talk about. There could be hundreds of them, but let's just say the the possibilities, all the possibilities are in Bhagwan only, because in seventh chapter Bhagwan talks about matta parataram nanyat akinchit. That means not even iota is other than me. Everything is me only. That's the Bhagwan's bhava that we have to understand. In the 10th chapter, earlier we talked about Bhavanti Bhava Bhutanam Matta Eva Prathak Vidaha. That is, there is nothing other than me. There is nothing separate from me. You can't say this is Bhagwan and this is not Bhagwan. You get it? So, those, all these different feelings, emotions, everything is happening in me only. So, iti matva bhajante mam. So, once they understand the nature, that this is the nature of Bhagavan, bhajante mam, they worship me. Buddha, those wise people, the bhava samanvitaha, they are filled with the the that anubhuti, the experience of that ananda, because they see that oneness with Bhagwan. They see oneness with me. In that uh, presence, they feel very liberated. They feel the joy, real joy. So they become one with me. That's Bhagwan's samanvitaha. That's they are filled with that divine consciousness. You know Important word to understand this divine consciousness. Consciousness is there. We act because of the consciousness only, that I am, that feeling is there. The awareness of my being is important. Now that awareness, when it is devoid of all other upadhis, that means when I say I am the body, I am the mind, I am the thinker, I am the, doer, all these things, when you devoid yourself of that and think of yourself as that consciousness alone, that's what we are talking about here, that they see themselves, they means the people who have understood my nature as this, so the play of Paramatma, everything is play of Paramatma only. Yeah, Hari Leela, that's all. So, so this is the vision of Paramatma. That is, so for those people, that vision is never lost. That vision is always there with them. See, we may think of Bhagwan at some time, 5 minutes, 10 minutes, half an hour, 1 hour in the prayer room. But rest of the day, we are very forgetful. Bhagavan says those people, no matter what they are acting in, they may be a shopkeeper, they may be a sweeper, they may be a clerk somewhere, they may be a CEO of a company, or they may be a Swami, doesn't matter. Their mind is always reveling in that truth that everything is Bhagwan only, that they are doing whatever is Paramatma's work. So, so that's what in Ramcharitva Manas also Tulsidas ji says it's Rama Pratap, it's all Bhagwan's power only, So if they are suddenly they experience something other than Bhagwan, they have vyakulta, that they feel very restless. Where is Bhagwan? Let me get hold on to Bhagwan, because they feel like a child who has just lost his mother, or he is not able to locate where mother is. So that kind of restlessness they have if they are not continuously thinking about Bhagwan. So, so what happens to those people, those who are like that? It says, Mat chitta madgat pranaha. That means those whose mind is totally absorbed in me, mat chittaha. That means they only think about me. Everything they are doing, but their mind is that it is Bhagwan's. There is nothing other than Paramatma, So they are constantly in that thinking, like the story of Nanak ji, when his father said, this guy is not doing anything worthwhile. So he put him in the shop. So he says, okay, people will ask you for things and then you give it to them. So in his counting, he was, when he was counting, ek, do, teen, char, and 10, 11, 12, 13, 13 पे अटक जाते थे, 13, 13, 13, 13 means it is all yours, Bhagwan. It's nothing is mine. So Machita Madgat Pranaha means that they are they have surrendered their own being to me. That they're, you know, they don't think of themselves as a breathing entity. They think of themselves as this breathing is because of Bhagwan only. This, all the things that are happening to me is because of uh, Paramatma, Bodhayanta Parasparam. And uh, when they totally understand Bodhayantaha, knowing the guna, swabhava, prabhava, all that thing, when they are in the company of other people, they just talk about that. This is how Bhagwan is, this is the greatness of Bhagwan. Everything is happening because of Paramatma only. So constantly their mind is, they gravitate towards the people um, who would listen or who would talk about it, So Kathayantascha mam nityam. And those who talk about it, if there is anybody ready to listen, or if somebody is talking about it, they listen to it and revel in that, So they are always interested in only this kind of discussion, which will get them closer to Bhagwan, So जैसी जिसकी भावना, जैसे money minded people will only think of money, they'll say, okay, पैसे कैसे बना सकते हैं? Let me see if I can invest in this, let's find out which are the good stocks to buy, or, things like that. Or they will, or the people who are food minded, they'll say, okay, which restaurant should I try next? Where can I eat? What is the next wonderful food I can get? So ek bari, somebody asked Tulsidas ji also, see, what kind of bhakti do you want? So उन्होंने कहा कि काम ही नारी प्यारी जिमी, लोभ ही प्रिय जिमे दाम, तिमी रघुनाथ निरंतर, प्रिय लागो हूँ मोहि राम. कहते हैं, जैसे कामी आदमी, द लस्टफुल पर्सन is only thinking about women, and the lovi, the greedy person is only thinking about money. कहता है, make my mind like that, not in running after women or money, but Timi Raghunath Nirantara, like they are constantly thinking about it. Same way my mind should always constantly thinking about Bhagwan only, So Priya Lago Hi Mohira. That so that thought of Ram never leaves me, that I am constantly reveling in that thought. So, because when you love something, that's what, when you remember that person or thing or whatever, if you are attached to your kids, then every other thought is about that only. Array, if he was here, he would have really enjoyed it. Or I made this, he would have really enjoyed eating this. So everything is revolving around what you love. So those who love Paramatma, their mind revels in that only. So that's what Madgat Pranaha. Uh, or we can say that all senses gravitate towards that. So whether it is perception or action, everything is, dedicated to Bhagwan. So uh, pranas means all activities, all action, um, all functions. So like Dashrath ji, he saw Bhagwan as his life. Okay, you know, you are my life. When Bhagwan says, I have to go to jungle now, because of the whole story. So he couldn't survive. He says, when Bhagwan leaves, that means my pranas have gone. So there is nothing to, there is no reason left for me to live. So same way, Surdas has written about Gopikas, how the Gopikas, gopis used to be totally absorbed uh, in Bhagwan. There was nothing more. So, uh, so all they were thinking about is Shyam Sundar Bhagwan, Murli Dhari, all these, things that came to their mind. So when Uddhav ji came and he said, you know what, Bhagwan has sent me to you so that you can meditate on Bhagwan. So if you can focus on Bhagwan, then you will be able to get the liberation. So I'm like, okay. But the problem is, what should we meditate with? So it's like, you meditate with your mind. That's what is used for meditation. But he says that is already gone with Shyama Sundar. What can we do? कहता है मन ना ही 10-20 एक हतो सो गयो श्याम संग एक हतो एक था मन वो तो श्याम के साथ चला गया को आराधे इस को आराधे is how do I meditate on Ishwar when the mind is not even available? That the tools with which I was going to meditate, that's already gone. So that means my pranas are already with Bhagwan. So they are already there. So this is the state of devotee that we are talking about. Bodhayantaha, they only want to discuss parasparam with each other. That's what they talk about. So what they do is, if they are experiencing something great, they want to share it with other people so they can experience it too. So that's why all these great people, they have no reason to be discussing it with anybody. But they do. And the reason is they see Bhagwan in everything, and they see somebody which is, who's going through some suffering. They melt and they want to help them out, giving them these uh, enlightening wisdom. So Kathayanta Mam Nityam. So they are never bored of it. They are always discussing, with other. Mam Nityam, all the time. The story of Bhagwan, they will keep saying, Cha aur suna. Like the kids, you read them a story and they would never get bored of it. They'll say, okay, can you tell it again and again and again? And they know the word by word that story. And if you try to change that, they'll say, no, 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 this is not how it happened. They know the story, but they want to hear it over and over again. So So this is how the bhaktas are. So kathayanta mam nityam. And they like when Vibhishan met with Hanumanji for the first time, कहते हैं, Hari Mandir ek bhinna बनावा. So he saw all these great houses, but he saw one where it was like there were signs of somebody like a devotee living there. So Bhagavan said, this is a place where I can get some information about Sita ji. So he just did Ram Ram. And when when Vibhushan woke up and he heard that, he said, wow, some devotee of Bhagwan has come, and he got so excited about it. It says, he asked Hanumanji, who are you? He said, I am just a devotee of Bhagwan. And I saw your, house. It looked like you also are a devotee of Bhagwan. And then they started talking. Then Vibhishan said, but I have a doubt. And I said, what is your doubt? He says, will Bhagwan ever accept me? I am a very tamasic person. I am born in a Rakshas school. And that's my background is very not so good. I am Ravan's brother who has done all kinds of evil, and I am dragged into these things as well. So will Bhagwan ever accept me? He says, this is the greatness. Hanumanji said, this is the greatness of Bhagwan. That Bhagwan never discards anybody. If you just go there, Bhagwan will say, accept it. It's like they there is no rejection in Bhagwan's vocabulary. All you have to do is just just l- think about it and say, Bhagwan, I need you, and Bhagwan will accept you. कहता है मत चित्ता मत गता प्राणः बोधयंता परस्परम and kathayantascha mam nityam. That means discussing all that. What is the result of that? This is tushyanti cha ramanti cha. Tushyanti means they are santusht. They are always satisfied. They are never complaining. That means everything that is comes to them, a positive or negative, they accept it and they are very happy with that. And whether it is in the company or they are alone, when they are alone, raman teacher, they are just reveling in that. So it's like, in India, I was there. Everybody who is like a big cricket fans, whenever they meet, the first thing they talk about is cricket. Array, what a game, How did this player did this and that player did this team versus that team? That's all the discussion. Or some people who are interested in politics, they will just discuss politics. Or Bulls fan here in Chicago or whoever, So their mind revels in that. So the bhaktas who are, thinking of Bhagwan, they are just very happy discussing about Bhagwan in different ways. So, so they are always satisfied. They are always, tushyanti cha ramanti cha. And they are satisfied and reveling in it. So, what about those who are uh, knowledgeable about me? That means they have they have accepted me and they have done their karma yoga. They have basically crossed the chitta shuddhi stage. Their raga dvesha are minimal or not there. So tesham satata yuktanam. This is the 10th verse. For those, they are one with me all the time. Tesham satata yukta. Yukta means joining. So satata means all the time. So they are with me all the time. Tesham, for those people. But those people means in the previous verse what we talked about. Those people who have uh, who think about me. So they satata yuktanam bhajantam priti purvakam. Priti purvakam means with love. So they bhajantam, they worship me with lot of love. It's not like a ritual. They are doing it because they love it, you know. Dadami buddhi yogam tam. What do I do for them? You know, they love me, and what do I do? What is the return gift for that? He said, Dadami, I give them buddhi yogam. Buddhi yoga means the samta, the equanimity of mind, where they are not perturbed with anything. Their mind is totally absorbed in me. They are one with the dadami. Dadami means I give them. So that, or you can say, Bhagwan gives them the moksha. You know, let's just use that word because it is there in our vocabulary. So dadami means Bhagwan gives it to them. Even if they feel the calmness of mind, they don't think of it as I got it. They only say it is because of Bhagwan only. If I have this kind of, uh, samata bhav, it's Bhagwan's gift to me. It is not something that I am capable of getting. So, so this is what dadami buddhi yogam tam yena mamupayanti te. That means, uh, so they are the ones who attain me. Attain me means they become one with me. There is no difference between them and me after that, you know. So, or we can say those enlightened ones, those who are mind is totally reveling in me, you know, bhajantam, loving, serving, you know, with priti purvakam, with lot of love. Whatever they do is for Bhagwan, and not because it is like a duty. It is because that is what they love to do. That's the difference, you know, priti purvakam. So whether they are doing their duty, they are doing whatever they are doing, you know, it is with love. So how do they get the knowledge? I give it to them. Bhagavan says, this is my guarantee that I give them that knowledge. Uh, so they have done, you know, enough punya karmas. You know, um, they have reduced their raga dveshas, you know. So they are, through the karma yoga, through bhakti yoga, all these different parts, different methods or different paths that they have used. So they become my instruments. So they are like, I live through them, you know. So it's like that. So this is where even if they get something, they know it is prasad buddhi, that Bhagwan has given it to me. I don't deserve it. It just Bhagwan's grace. Even when, you know, when Ram killed Bali, at that time, Tara came. Tara was Bali's wife. So she came running. You know, he found out that this is what has happened. So Bhagwan, out of, you know, mercy, he said, if you want, I can actually give you life again. You know, you can live for much longer, you know, because now you have understood my nature and you have understood. He says, no, you know. Uh, at this point, Tara said, कहता है, हे प्रभु, give him ज्ञान. You know, it didn't say give him life. It says give him gyan. And Bali said, why would I lose this opportunity to die in the feet of Bhagwan, in his lap actually? That Bhagwan, his head was in Bhagwan's lap. He says, why would I lose the opportunity looking at Bhagwan and losing my prana? It will definitely merge in you. So why would I do something, you know, like my brain was so uh, full of arrogance and full of, pride, that I insulted my brother. I did all wrong things. But because of this, I got this opportunity. Your bana, your arrows have actually helped me understand that. So, so Bhagavan says that to my bhakta, I give him the clarity of knowledge. See the two-step process: purity of mind and clarity of knowledge. So purity of mind is our responsibility, that we have to work towards that. Whether you use karma yoga, bhakti, whatever process we use, doesn't matter. But the point is, once the the raga dvesha is reduced, they are the sins in our mind. These are the problems in our mind. So once that is reduced, Bhagavan says, I give them that knowledge. So this is where uh, in Narad Bhakti Sutra also Bhagavan talks about it. Naradji talks about it, that once we have that abidance in Bhagavan, that means Bhagavan is the one doing everything. If I have something, is Bhagavan's gift to me. So they worship, um, and that the Bhagavan says, I give them that clarity. I give them the gyan, the buddhi yoga. So how will they recognize Bhagavan? That's a question somebody could ask. So it says, the story of Shabri, where um Shabri went to when the guru was dying, and he says, but you keep this ashram ready, because one day Bhagwan is going to come here. So Matanga Rishi told Shabriji that you prepare this place, keep it neat and clean, because Bhagwan is going to give you darshan. So I said, how will I recognize? Kehta, you will recognize. Bhagwan will tell you that, Bhagwan will, that you will get that drishti to recognize Bhagwan once Bhagwan comes, because that's all you have to do. So it's like, we talked about a story of Dhruva, that when he was deep in meditation, Bhagwan appeared right in front of him, Vishnu with his four arms and conch and everything, chakra. And so, but he didn't open his eyes. So Bhagwan touched his ears with the conch, and the Vishnu that was in his heart that he was meditating on disappeared. And he opened his eyes and saw Bhagwan in front of him. So, point is that Bhagwan will always, once you are ready, Bhagwan gives you darshan. That's darshan in the, whether it is in a form or some experience or um, some clarity comes in, sets in. That is what Bhagwan's grace is. Um, so the question is, when will that knowledge come to me? So that's in the 11th. I think we have, let's keep a few minutes for our discussion. We'll continue with the 11th verse next Tuesday. So, so let's just conclude here and then we'll continue with our question answers. Om Purnamada Purnamidam Purnat Purnamudachyate Purnasya Purnamadaya Purnameva Vashishyate. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti.